Hello, everybody, and welcome to another round with the Future Forecasting Group. My name is Sean, and I'm joined by Daz, Edward, Derek, Dick, and Nyiam. And we're going to be going through our April world events here today. Let's have Edward get us started and show us his session work.
All right, so the first one was let me get back to a ship incident. But I did not have a bridge, but I did do this on the 20th. I had it uploaded on the 22nd, but it was a large ship or boat. The front seemed to come up above the water and ends up either breaching a shoreline and either damaging other boats or shoreline or docking areas. So there was a big ship story in there, but I did not have a bridge in there.
But Edward, I mean, at low level reduction, that's a ship striking something, making
Yeah.
news. I mean, we
Yeah,
all
that
know
was
how remote viewing works.
it was a
That's a hit,
prominent
brother.
one.
That's it. I don't think it hit the superstructure of the bridge. It hit the
Foundation.
piling, the foundation of it. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
it was a strong one, man. It ended up on the first page. Well, this one was creepy too. New ID requirements go to the forefront to curb violence, I question. Or as a result of violence and chaos, a problem reaction solution scene. Strange health story. Brain worm or parasite is discovered, may be called brain eating, like an amoeba causing brain damage, sleep paralysis. This was the creepiest part right here, the sleep paralysis thing. Like people reporting coma-like symptoms. People falling into comas like a sleeping disease. That was probably the creepiest one. And a hit. What kind of hit, I wondered? Taking someone out? A hit is put on someone. And I saw this dead person there. Is this person famous, I wonder? Well-known person in an industry, marketing or advertising, CEO or high-level person, might have a stroke as well. Multiple things happening. Why a stroke, though, I wondered? Seems to be part of the hit, like an induced stroke, like poison or triggered clotting in the blood. This is backroom dealing stuff, not for the public eye. Something that would be spun in the news as natural causes. I had an AOL of Nikki Haley, don't ask me why. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange with what's going on in the news now with a lot of this weird, industry pedo trafficking stuff that's happening now. I wouldn't be surprised if some more of that information came out.
Yeah, thank you, Edward. Who wants to go next? Nyiam?
Yeah, sure, I'll go since
Okay.
I had some very similar things to Edward there.
That's what I was thinking.
And really, I tried to avoid this as much as possible. Sometimes you get a story and it can like taint the rest of your session because you're like trying to avoid the logical conclusions that come with that. And this was one of those. Looking down the sight of a rifle, and the sense here was like hitman for hire, sharpshooter, like a public figure maybe gets assassinated. The sense here is like assassin. Feels politically motivated. I get the sense like history repeats itself. May even trigger like a national security type warning, planned and executed. I even get the word mid speech. So maybe while someone's in public talking, maybe. And then I see a body laid out, dead, headline, murder. Feels like a betrayal situation. When you least expect it, politically motivated, and murder was the case. The next thing I see is a line of tanks, a military line, some kind of intrusion, like the last straw, a border area, war, dispute, an arms race. Like the defense ministry makes a statement and makes something like this happen. And I wrote there, it could be Ukraine. I mean, it could not, but you know, that's really, really where I see tanks mostly happening these days in that conflict. So we'll see if there's a major military story in April involving like tank reinforcements or a line of tanks. Haven't seen one of these in a while. Volcano blows, earth shaking, large plume. Here I see, this reminds me of the tsunami that happened in Japan a while back, like debris, broken structures, and a large kind of swath cut out here with water just spilling through. Inundation, things get swept away, like people and cars would get picked up and washed away in this. So like a significant movement of water, structures wrecked, annihilation, not good. And then yeah, this is, here I see a person in front of a crowd. And it feels, the mood there is kind of like congratulations, like clapping, cheering, honor, charisma. Then someone's up in a higher level. And the sense I get there is like sharpshooter or murder, assassin type feel. And it was really hard for me to do more work on this without it being ruined by just noise and imagination. So I kind of stopped there. So that was, in both my sessions, I had a assassination type data. So
Yeah.
see what happens.
Dick, how about you go next?
Oh, a big white bear, polar bear story, crunching sympathy, fear, some heart-wrenching story about a polar bear. We like those. Saw some big military aircraft, which kind of corroborates other data that we've seen. Confrontation or encounter, alarms beeping, voices on the radio, a formation, almost war, maybe a jet forced down, and then a submarine. I'm getting a lot of military confrontation, escalation feelings, like edge of the abyss. Didn't you have something like that, Nyiam? Kind of that just edge of the abyss type description, in other words. A world leader I didn't recognize, goes from friend to foe, a premier, a prime minister, a president. Very negative press, a scandal, calls to step down. Something changes and becomes quite negative real quickly. I think the U.S. is due for a big earthquake. So there you go. That was that.
Boom. Yeah, thank you. Derek, Daz, you guys are
I'll go.
Okay.
Boeing continues to suffer maintenance failures across the fleet. So another emergency landing due to some critical malfunction. I see this plane actually made it to a safe landing. So thankfully I didn't see a plane breaking apart in midair or anything like that. So, but still, what I would consider not ideal. Next was efforts across U.S. cities to deal with homelessness. Poverty is out of control. Food, water, health, garbage, crime, drug use. The sentiment of safety dropping. Many areas suddenly become dangerous even during the daytime. Massive civil unrest, rioting, crime, looting, anarchy, flood of illegals, mass exodus, and they're heading toward the U.S. This is that person again, looking out at what if I had to guess, I would say that might be an ocean launch of maybe a submarine type based weapon or something. And then these people observing something occurring with a lot of energy displacement. Breaking news. Coastline communities devastated, unable to ascertain damage at this time, lost communications with those in the area, expected loss of life, casualties unknown. And that was my data.
Very eerie. Thank you, Derek. And Taz.
I like some scary stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, starting with the news then. Just let me just move my camera so I can speak to you guys. Okay. My first thing here, I had a big red kind of graphic going downwards, a big visual of almost like a downwards arrow type thing. And it was sharp, like a shock downwards movement here, like a shock crash. And I had the words "the party's over" to this. It continued here on the page 2 again with another ideogram here showing a fast, angry drop or descent. And this felt like something was going to crash, hit, and bottom out. And it felt very much like there were lots of business suited bank or corporate type people, like the people on Wall Street, having a bit of a panic feel to this. It feels like it was US based. I'm not sure if it's markets or if it's something to do with a company or something else, but something feels like, yeah, it's going to have a turn for the worse there. Bitcoin top news. I felt like there would be a tumble, like a non-event or a tumbleweeds fill. Is that it? I got here the headlines, Phil. Yeah. So, and this, I tried to draw the market for it here, so I felt like it would have some nice peaks, but it'd have a lot of sideways action mainly for the month, with a slight dip, but then it would easily come back up again. So yeah, you know, a dip and a peak in the month, but generally a lot of sideways action with, you know, up and down sideways action with it. And then I had something about a food story, which I couldn't really work out, but red labeled or branded food that would be contaminated. And I just kept seeing these headlines, a consumer food scandal story that was in the news. I just kept seeing lots of packaged products, and it's a long time problem or something. Something about the factory assembly line. They were showing like shots of that and videos of the factory assembly line here having problems. And my final notes for April was it just felt very angry. Everyone felt very on edge and expectant of something. And that's all I got on that. Yeah, so near field event was a terrorist attack.
Yep. Just days before the Russia terrorist attack. So nice work there, Daz.
Yeah, that was the best one, I think. Yeah.
So, do you have any closing thoughts before we sign off here?
Well, a serious month here.
Yeah. The news is coming at us fast these days. There's so much going on. Yeah.
I'm finding these hard to do.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
last
oh,
6
me
months.
too. It's
Same
like,
here. Yeah.
it's because like, what now? Like,
Yeah.
I can't put a terrorist attack. I'm not going to put a ship hitting something. I can't have this and that. It's like, it's all happened. It's all happening again. It's all happening at once. And what
It's very
more
hard.
could be?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's kind
You
of,
feel like we can't report on any wars or any conflicts because there's so much going on. There's political stuff. There's do you know what I mean? Everything is going on. So you feel like everything you want to report is already in the news, and you feel, well, I can't report stuff that's already in the news.
yeah,
Exactly.
Mm.
Yep.
For that reason, I don't watch the news. Honestly, I don't know. I just don't do it.
And the weird thing is as well that 2 or 3 years ago, all the kind of stuff that we all thought were conspiracies, that's all the stuff that's real now.
Yeah.
So that makes it even harder. You know, it's like all for years, all Dick and everyone's talked about with cryptos is, they want to tokenize everything. And I was there thinking, yeah, that's not gonna happen. And all I'm seeing this last 2 weeks in the news is the top people in cryptos now talking about tokenizing every asset. And I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
Even I did see that even BlackRock tokened themselves as I think it's BUIDL, like build, only interchanging the L and the D.
Well, you guys, I think you did good. I know it's hard to view the news for the coming month with everything going on, but you guys hunker down, you get your sessions in, and you put out some good data. So yeah, nice work.
All right. That was a good one.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for the April World events, and we'll catch you next time. Signing off for now.